Uh, I just realized I haven't got an intro prepared, but I'll just wing it. These stadiums weren't built. Part 2. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Stadium Kajerica. The roof is retractable, but not in the way you might expect. It is indeed a helium-filled balloon that is floating above the stadium. This strange stadium, from a distance, almost looks like a nuclear cooling tower blowing out steam. I can hear someone in the comments.
Well, actually steam is invisible. What you're actually seeing from a cooling tower is water vapor, dumbass.
The balloon could potentially have been used as a giant video screen. Although that'll be like sitting in the front row at the movies. You'd end up with a sore neck. Der Superkuip. There are plans for De Kuip to be demolished, and for this design to be built nearby. But they did consider completely renovating it, and this design was one of the options. I know the brownish steel exterior won't be everybody's cup of tea, but I think it looks incredible. The interior, however, would be a lot less polarizing. It is done up in fire-nude colors and looks like a completely different stadium. And for all intents and purposes, it is. Stadion Shakhtar. This extraordinary design was made as an entrance into a design competition, but realistically it was never going to be built. It was to be located in a city in Kazakhstan with a very harsh climate, so a domed stadium was necessary. The design was inspired by traditional yurts. It also kind of looks like it's got Hot Wheels tracks running over the top of it. I'm not sure if that's like a traditional Kazakh thing or... And well, there's only one way to describe this stadium.
It's nice.
Ah, Kazakhstan, you're never gonna lose that stigma. I feel your pain. We don't even call it shrimp in Australia. And dingo stealing babies is extremely rare. And we don't even say mate that off. Actually, you know what? You know what, mate? That one is true. Stadium-i Kemal Mustafa. This design looks freaking tough, as the kids say. The jagged edges of the exterior make it look like a precious gem that has been mined from the Earth's core, and it's glowing red from the heat. It was set to become Albania's new national stadium, hence the colours which match the Albanian flag, which by the way is perhaps the most ominous looking flag in the world. Well, besides New Zealand's of course, which just looks, I don't know, looks kind of evil. I mean, when you compare it to Australia's, which looks friendly, happy, I don't know, something about New Zealand's, I don't trust it. Why are the stars red, New Zealand? What are you hiding? What the f*** are you hiding? Oh, yeah, back to the stadium. The design they did choose isn't too bad though. And to be honest, I'm not really sure which one I prefer. Rock Stadium. Yeah, this is just your basic stadium design, camouflaged into the desert and carved into a rocky mountain. Not much to see here. Looks a bit too small to be a mountain, but apparently it is. Okay, this stadium looks incredible, but you can definitely see why they didn't build it. Not only is it going to be difficult to get to, but that stand that's carved into the rock is going to get ridiculously hot. If it was to be built, it would probably become a white elephant. But perhaps the world's coolest white elephant. And just to clarify, when I say coolest white elephant, I mean like a white elephant that plays by its own rules. Not cool as in the temperature, because as I mentioned, it would get quite hot. Falcon Stadium. The Mercedes-Benz Stadium is one of the most technologically advanced stadiums in the world, but there was a cheaper, simpler option that was considered. It is basically just a typical NFL stadium, similar to the Buccaneers' Raymond James Stadium, except with the addition of an outer shell with a retractable roof. I much prefer the design they went with, but this design is still pretty cool. Yellow Park was set to replace the Stade de la Beaujoire. The design includes a unique cable-supported retractable roof, which would be the largest of its kind. The stadium has a rather unique exterior shape, which I'm all for. Rectangles are so mainstream. The interior includes a wraparound video screen that is similar to that of Krasnodar Stadium in Russia. Multisport Fieldhouse Stadium. This design is a very unique, very multi-purpose stadium that would be used for athletics, Canadian football, soccer and more. It has a very interesting layout with lots of additional floor space other than the field. The lower rows of the seating would be retractable, so spectators can still be close to the action whether it's athletics or football. And it being Canada, of course it has an attached ice hockey arena, as you'd expect. Dalian Scheid Stadium. No, that's not a flock of seagulls. It is in fact the roof. It looks pretty cool and it's certainly unique, but I'm not sure exactly how that would stop the rain. I guess there was going to be some sort of material underneath. Interestingly, the stadium would be supported by two walls of, well, garden, providing insulation and a pleasant green aesthetic. Keeping that end open so you can see the ocean was a nice touch too. In fact, it's probably the best part of this stadium. Port of Miami Stadium was one of the many options put forward for the then yet to be named Inter Miami's new stadium. It was to be built on Dodge Island and is basically surrounded by water, as most islands are. I do wish this design was approved. Don't get me wrong, I like the one they went with, but this one probably would have been my favourite MLS stadium. I mean, look at that view of the Miami skyline. Oh well. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.